Hey, what's up YouTube? Today we're going to talk about some of the science and genetics behind building a big booty. This spine curvature of 45.5 degrees, it's actually scientifically proven. Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Christine with gaugegirltraining, and today we're going to talk about some of the science and genetics behind building a big booty. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to building a big booty is why we want one to begin with. And I think there has been a huge cultural shift where it's almost like a big butt is the new fashion accessory that everybody wants. And because of that, a lot of people are studying how and why and what to do to get one for themselves. Whether that's some people getting surgery, whether that's doing a bajillion squats, whether that's changing how you eat, whether a million things, and everyone's like wants a bigger, better, rounder, nicer butt. But the first thing I want to start this video off with is why we even want this to begin with before I get into some talk on genetics. The first thing is why females want to look this way, and the reason why people want to have this type of physique, in my opinion, all stems from basic human sexual attraction. And that being said, men tend to have a psychological adaptation to prefer women that have this type of physique. It all comes down to an adaptive problem of women who actually have a forward shifted center of gravity during pregnancy, and females that have a different level of curvature to the spine, actually in the 45.5 degrees, actually tend to have a better time redistributing their weight as a result to this redistribution of mass and center of gravity during pregnancy. And psychologically, men are adapted to prefer females as mating partners who have this level of curvature to the spine, because it means that these types of women can better sustain multiple pregnancies without injury. This spine curvature of 45.5 degrees, it's actually scientifically proven, and while some men may think that they actually prefer big butts, if we did a poll, it actually has to do with a specific curvature of the angle. So given these psychological adaptive preferences for this being an attractive physique, I want to talk about basics of genetics as well as some anthropology of where these types of physiques originate from and how this applies to you. I get the question often, hey Christine, I do not have good genetics. I was not born with a big round butt. Can I build one? Can you help me? And the answer is yes, and here is why. When it comes to genetics of people who naturally have bigger, rounder curves to their body, it actually has to do with the distribution of fat in your body. And there is a term called steatopegia, and steatopegia is an adaptive physiological feature of females that occurs for females living in hot climates. So what does that mean? According to the American Journal of Physical Anthropology, steatopegia is a trait of the evolving human adapting to surroundings as a means of survival in seasonal environments. So this means that females that have evolved from hotter climates needed to maximize their body's surface area to volume ratio to support cooling. And because of this, the bodies did not uniformly insulate themselves to support more efficient cooling throughout the limbs. Now this is very important because it makes it easier to cool down when the body isn't uniformly insulated. And because of that, fat was deposited more heavily only in certain areas, allowing your limbs to be slim enough to cool off and expel heat more efficiently. From a primal perspective, being able to store relatively large amounts of fat was crucial to survival in seasonal environments. And conversely, people who evolved from colder climates actually needed to be more uniformly insulated to enable themselves to retain heat, to stay warmer. And because of that, there is less overall fat concentrated in one specific area, and it is uniformly distributed throughout the whole body. Now, There's going to be exceptions to every rule with evolution, and as people from these genetic traits and lines have like intermixed over decades and centuries, but this is where this originates from. So what does that mean for you? This means that genetics tells you where your body is going to more naturally store body fat. And the reality is you can build muscle. And I'm going to take you through in the coming videos ways to alter the way your body physically looks by building muscle. All this means is that if your body does not naturally store body fat in this region, you're okay, you're in good shape, because we're going to show you how to put muscle there instead. So I know this may sound like a very oversimplified answer, but the reality is people store more body fat in these regions in order to maximize the surface area to volume ratio. So it all makes scientific sense, and if your genes do not give you the luxury of just naturally being born that way and not naturally having a specific spinal curvature, then everything's okay, because I'm going to show you guys how you can build real muscle mass in a comprehensive way that's going to make sense for you. So stay tuned for the next video where you will see some training techniques, as well as the following video where I'm going to start talking about nutrition. So stay tuned to the series, give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel. Take care, bye. One of the most common excuses I get is, well, eating healthy is just so expensive. Today I am going to show you guys how the average woman can meal plan for only $5 a day.